Okay. Ah. Music? No music. Music? No music. Interesting. Hello and welcome. We're back in Alaska with SnowRunner, or we're back with SnowRunner in Alaska. And we're exactly at the same point where we left off the last time I've been streaming. And in case you missed it, last time we've been playing SnowRunner, we figured out that there's, or I figured out with the help of yours, that there's no way for me to get past this pipeline here. And I don't know if it would help if I roll up with a crane or not. There might be a task. Stuck in the bridge repair is over here. That's not what we want. They need metal planks, and metal planks are to be picked up over here. So we can't do that. Containers in the river is over here. We don't know where this is or how to get there. Stuck in the mountains. We could do that, I guess. Can we? Stuck in the mountains. We have a garage right there. We just take this off-road across the ice. And it says... It says Chevy. Scout is recommended. That's what we have, right? So we pick up the... We pick up the task here. And then, where are we at right now? Where are we at? We're down here. Okay, so we make a right. Do we? No, we don't. That doesn't get us anywhere. We'll just get back onto the main road over here. There is a gas station on our way, which is perfect to refuel. And then leaving the gas station, we pick up this task. Stuck in the mountains. And then I guess this main road is the same one that's connecting here. And this is where the scientists are, which we can't approach from here. Which we'll probably have to get around. Let's see if we can get a better approach from this side. Or if we have to go up the mountain this way. We don't know yet, since I have not unlocked it. Alright, so let's go get that task. We said that we want to do a left over here, right? Get in gear, and let's go. We have the all-wheel drive engaged. We have our spare fuel that we should probably transfer from the roof rack into our car's tank to lower our center of gravity for the added benefit of a little better maneuverability in these off-road conditions. We also want to might consider putting in low gear, since we don't want to go and flip over. Let's do that. There's like some deep snow over here that we get. Doesn't matter which gear we're in. Very cool as well. See if we can utilize the winch to get us out of here a little bit faster. Nope. We just have to wait it out. I'm not 100% certain how the off-road and mud conditions of the individual tires translate to snow or ice for that matter, because those conditions are not listed when you purchase tires for your cars or trucks for that matter, for your vehicles. So we wanted to make a left over here, right? Is that the ice road? That's our main road, yeah. That's not our... is it? Where are we at? Yes, that's the main road. And it's iced over, and I don't know if I want to have the best possible traction on the ice road. Would I opt for tires that have best on-road, best off-road, or best mud conditions? Probably not mud, right? But would it be on-road or off-road that would be beneficial to driving on ice? Because ice or frozen water is not listed as condition. It only lists on-road, off-road, and mud when you choose tires before you leave the garage. The dirt that my tires scoop up are actually coloring the snow dark, which is a nice bit of detail right here. You can see that the snow turns from white to brown and black wherever my tires kick up the dirt under the snow. Some nice bit of detail. We should be through this here in a jiffy. And then our next stop's at the gas station. There we go. We should have a slight bit more fidelity on the video stream. I upped the resolution by a little bit, and I also added a little frame around my webcam, so you have like this little thing that chases around my face. If the game's boring enough to look at, you can just look at that if you want to. I guess. There's the gas station. Let's fuel up. It's actually over here. So we fill our tank and we fill our roof rack, and then we're gonna go help those scientists that got stuck. Try to pull them out of whatever they got stuck in. Oh, is that actually over here, right? Yeah, it's right over here. Right next to the gas station. I bet they got stuck in some snow. I would almost certainly put a bet on it. Start tracking. They're in a Chevy CK 1500. That's a car that is also available in the garage for purchase, or you can unlock in the game. I'm currently driving the lightest Scout that was available to me for wait, is that water? Okay, do we want to risk the biscuit and just go straight through it and see where we end up? I mean, I do have proper tires. I, however, do not have a snorkel, as you just saw there. I do not have the snorkel unlocked for this car, so we have to make sure the water is not deep enough to stall our engine. However, I do have the raised suspension, so that makes it a little bit easier as far as the water level goes. So the engine block actually sits a little higher over the water level. So either we need to make it up that road, or we go up here someplace. This is where we set our marker. Let's find out. if there's an off-road way, maybe through the woods here to get up there. You can see the icon with the magnifying glass. That's where we need to go. Alright, so let's check the map. Let's check the map. That's the mountain that we need to go up. Yeah, let's off-road. So we can choose to go approach from here. We can approach the whole thing from here, and that's, I guess, what we want to try. So let's head right into the snow and see if we can get there somehow. However, we also have to get back, right? Is that the best thing, really? Is that the best thing, going up here, like through here somewhere? But then when we pull them out, which way do we pull them out? Or would it be better to approach from this way? There's less. It looks less if there would be less tree than always. See if we can connect the winch to a far enough tree. I wanted to attach it to the tree back there, because this is going to take forever if we're not winching. I don't think we're getting anywhere. This way. Looks like there's a little cliff between us and where we need to go. Looking at this up close. See where we can get. Turned on the headlights, it's getting dark. Right. We need to get over there. You can see the marked area that we need to get into. Sorry, tree. Which is the area, the green area up there, not the blue one. The blue one is the marker that I set myself for navigation. We need to get into the green marker. We're a lot top heavy with full roof rack. But we're almost there. At this point it shouldn't really matter anymore which way we would have approached this, either from this direction or the direction we actually came from. Question is, if we have to drag this back to the gas station or to the house next to the gas station, which way do we go back down? Well, I guess we'll make our mind up as soon as we get there. I doubt we get to drive the actual car. Doesn't look very stuck, if you ask me. So task. Who can find and return them safely? Okay, so what do you mean by return? Do they need, like, repairs? No, the car is not damaged. Do you need to fill up? Refuel? Yes, they're out of gas. Alright, so we use our roof rack. To fuel them up. And then we attach a winch. We'll probably want to turn around first. The advantage of fueling them up is that they can use the horsepower of their own engine to keep up with our winch, so that we don't have to pull as hard, because they don't seem to have the correct tires for off-roading on this car, but at least it can add to the overall power that we have for pulling. No, it's not a trailer. Here we go. So they're starting their engine, you can see that. Although there's nobody visible in the car. And now a big leg spike here. First thing we're gonna try is to see if we can actually pull them out the way that we came from. So you can clearly see that their back tires, the back axle is spinning freely, meaning they have like virtually no traction on it. The front tire is not involved. They don't have. Can we change trucks? No. They don't have all-wheel drive engaged, so meaning they neither have all-wheel drive nor low gear engaged, so that they have to just make do with what they have in terms of traction, with the wheels not suitable for snow and mud, and also no low gear, no all-wheel drive, probably no differential lock. Let's see where we go. Right now this is going okay, if you ask me. We got stuck on that tree there, but we will bend it to our will, pull it over that tree. Come on. There we go, the tree had to go. Nope, don't fall, don't trip over, don't trip over. Okay. Let's detach a winch. So here's the situation for the guys that didn't, for the viewers that didn't watch the first stream that I did on SnowRunner. I actually have a autonomous winch attached to my Scout that helps with situations like that where you flip over. How does it do that? Well, the regular winch or the stock winch in your car is powered by your engines, or by your motor that you have installed. So if your motor stalls, then your engine when your engine stalls, your winch stalls, and you can't get yourself unstuck in a situation where you can't start your engine anymore. I do, however, have an upgrade installed on this car particularly, which is a little electric motor that operates independently of my main engine, and it is only purpose is to power the winch. Meaning when my main engine is stalled and I can't turn it back on because my car is on the side or on the roof, I can still operate the winch and see if I can get myself unstuck that way before I have to recover the vehicle. So that's a prime example for that winch that I used right there. So there's like some deep mud in here. Let's pull the car closer before we detach and actually pull ourselves out of this deep mud on the side here. It's entirely covered. It's interesting. This mud is entirely covered by the snow, so you don't see it. There's like no chance for you to figure out that there's like this deep mud just off the road, other than guesswork or experience if you have been taking this route before. And you can see the arrow, the downwards arrow up ahead on the road. That's where we need to drop off the car to complete this task. And I think from here on it should be easy driving, since we're on a dirt road nevertheless. Oh, I forgot about the water part. So far for easy driving. I mean, we made it through fine on our way here. Why wouldn't we make it through fine on our way back? I'll give ourselves some more rope, so that we don't have the car following us too close. Meaning, should it pull on us, it hopefully wouldn't pull the engine underwater, because we made it through here the first time we went up on the mountain. So we should make it back just fine, even though we're pulling a second car behind us. And the engine of the second car might stall because it didn't have the raised suspension. However, it should turn back on automatically as soon as it leaves the water, since we're pulling it. And we're doing a mighty fine job at pulling it. In addition to the added stream quality, I should also be streaming, or the stream should also be available on Facebook and YouTube. So hi everybody that's watching over there. Last time we've only been streaming on Twitch. And we're almost out of the thickness of the Siberian, or this Alaskan forest, I guess, not Siberia, we're not in Russia. And I'm double checking on the car because sometimes I accidentally press the unwinch button, which is something we wouldn't want to do right now. And before we drop off the car, that was the wrong way. I wanted to put the fuel back in our roof rack and in our car's tank, because the car that we drop off is about to just vanish. There we go. And it would have taken all the fuel with it, so we just removed it from the car so that we have that we have it available to us instead. Let's go back the way we came and see if we can unlock that tower somehow, shall we? Actually, yeah, since we can't get across this bridge, we found that out the hard time last time. We'll make a left over here, follow this narrow path behind the bridge, and see where that road leads on to. For all the watchers all the viewers that don't know what SnowRunner is the third installment of an off-road, all-terrain simulation game. It's not a racing game or anything. There was a game by the name of Spin Tires. It's an indie development, and Spin Tires had this concept of driving an off-road car, getting stuck in mud, and then stucking yourself. And it had a commercial sequel called Mud Runner, and SnowRunner is the sequel to Mud Runner. It has like some creature comforts and convenience functions added, and some of the deep simulation had been removed, been sacrificed, in order to make this game a little bit more approachable for the everyday gamer. But it has modding support built in, and you can actually add some of that deep simulation fidelity back into the game through mods, like simulated tire pressure and its effects on the maneuverability of your car on the different terrains. Is that an upgrade that I spot there? Sure do. Spot an upgrade right there. Let's get into the water. Let's get our feet wet. Upgrades are an important part of the game. They increase the options that you have available in the garage for purchasing. This is an engine upgrade for one of the following trucks. Neither of the four do I own. Should I, however, acquire one of them, I should be able to upgrade the engine straight away. That wasn't too bad of a detour. As I flip over, just put my trusty, nope, That tree wasn't helpful enough. As I put my trusty autonomous winch to work, you can see I can't use my actual engine as long as the car is flipped over, but I can use the autonomous winch in the scout vehicle to get myself out of the thick and back on the road, if you want to call it a road. Let's see, our marker is over there, and I think this is the, I can see tracks over here, tire marks of something that resembles an off-road. That was something that we want to actually use to make progress. The name road is probably just justified by the fact that we're not stuck in snow but in mud. Theoretically, other people might have been using this. So, since this is the second time we play in Alaska on the stream, I have not unlocked any of the towers. So what the towers do is they clear the map, or they open up the map and they discover tasks or sites of interests or upgrades in a pretty large area around the tower, so that you don't have to go everywhere in order to uncover the map, but you can go to the tower instead. Have you ever played an Assassin's Creed game? They literally work the same, where there's a tower, you don't have to scale the tower or anything, you just have to drive up to it in a marked area, and then you can just use it to scout around. But that's basically how they work. You'll see that here in a couple of minutes. I was about to say in a minute, but nothing in SnowRunner is fast, so everything takes its sweet while. This is the other end of the bridge that we did not cross the last stream. There we go. The icy road. If you watch in the lower right hand corner, the plus with all the letters in there, that's my suspension. Not my suspension, my transmission. And the transmission has a high gear, a reverse, an auto, a normal, and a low gear. The low gear can have a higher and a lower setting, or a normal setting. And all that does is basically translate the power that's available to my engine to the tires in a different way. Meaning that on the road, you can pretty much just drive automatic and have the car shift for you automatically. Off-road, however, especially in deeper mud or dirt, you want to switch to either a high gear or a low gear, depending on whether you're pulling something or whether you are stuck. Oftentimes when your tires are spinning freely, you want to switch from the automatic gear to the low gear in order for the tires to not dig yourself into the dirt too much. And also on other transmissions, not in this car in particular, but other transmissions available in other vehicles, if you shift to the low gear, you have something available to you called a differential lock. The differential lock is something that your car, probably not your own car, but cars in general can have in real life. It's a concept that the opposing wheels on an axle are actually moving somewhat independently from one another to a certain degree, meaning they can spin at different speeds, so that your left wheel and your right wheel on the same axis don't have to spin at the same speed. Meaning if you're like in off-road, right, and you have your one left-hand wheel in the air and your right-hand wheel is in the mud, the left-hand wheel would spin. Wait, hold on. make a straight until the marker, I guess. That your left hand wheel will spin freely in the air, while your right hand wheel spins too fast to have grip enough in the mud. So you can engage the differential lock. On my Scout here, the differential lock is engaged automatically as soon as I shift into the low gear, like so. And then the wheel, in our hypothetical scenario, the wheel that's up high in the air, that's not contributing to any traction, would spin at whatever speed it will feel like, or what the differential would allow. But our right-hand side wheel that is stuck in the mud would spin slower and would have a better chance of transferring energy from the engine into traction on the dirt or the mud, the road, or whatever the way we call the thing that we want to go at. So there's like a big mound of snow in front of us, and we're just inching slowly forward. We're still making progress. But you can see, like, just as I just described, our left-hand wheel is not contributing anything in terms of friction. And our right-hand wheel was like stuck in this deep snow. And now that we cleared the mount, we can engage the automatic gear and have the car shift between gears in order to burn less fuel on our approach. We're at the tower, and we can now launch an observation. The observation does this little camera sweep, and then you'll see like a couple of pop-ups there: upgrade location discovered, new objective discovered, things like that. And what that tells us is that when we check the map, we now have the area uncovered, and we can now see points of interest that have been hidden from us, and we can see the road that was hidden from us underneath, like this black area right here. We have 2 more towers that we can use to discover what's underneath here. Let's check this upgrade. As I said earlier, when we picked up the other upgrade, let's check this upgrade first and then see if we can get this car stuck over here. There's probably water, or highly likely water, so we want to return to the way we came from and then make a right on that crossroad. And then let's see if we can get through this water up to this upgrade, or if we have to find a different approach. Before we do all that, we'll refuel. Nope, wrong way. And that wasn't... as I said earlier, the upgrades are an important part of the game. What they do is they allow you to add things like a raised suspension, or a different set of wheels, or a different winch, or a different engine to the vehicle that the upgrade is associated with. There are certain engine upgrades that only go into certain trucks. There are engine upgrades that go into your like small Scout vehicles. There are some like heavy-duty winch upgrades that only go on the big trucks. There's like tire upgrades, like chain tires. I guess chained tires would be best in snow and ice, right? I have not unlocked them, but in the garage there's an option to equip chained tires, and I guess those would be best in a situation like right now, where we have to deal with a whole lot of snow and ice. And I wonder if they would point out that they're suitable for these harsh conditions. We'll have to double check that once we go back to the garage. This is the... Hey Vopo! It's going great. We have this thing called Corona going on. I don't know if that's the same thing over where you're at, but basically we're confined to our quarters at home. How are you doing? How is the quarantine treating you? I'm glad you found your way over on YouTube, watching my stream. Yeah, this whole quarantine thing is like grinding my gears a bit. I miss leaving the house at least every once in a while. I do work out outdoors, so I go, like, running is what I do. I have like a short track that I can, or a short distance that I can run around the house of about 3.5 miles, and I do that every other day. It was a bit of a coincidence. What coincidence? That you also have corona, or that you found the stream on YouTube? Yeah, and so that's my chance to leaving the house. And then once a week we go shopping for supplies for the kitchen, food, and some necessities. The stream just showed up. Yeah, I'm glad it just showed up. I added, so it's streaming on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch at the same time. So whichever platform you prefer, you can watch it there. I did not have YouTube and Facebook up last time. Alright. This is the body of water that we need to cross without a snorkel. If we can't make it through here, we'll recover our car to the garage and see what else we can do. We should see in a second here that there's a dangerous water level. However, we might be lucky by just having a raised suspension. We also can't see like what's under the water surface in terms of how far the car might tip. Oh damn, that sucks, man. Yeah, this whole quarantine thing left a lot of people unemployed. Like if you're doing a job that you can't do from home, basically, like you're like out of luck. Yeah, it sucks. That sucks, man. Let's hope we'll be smart about it and we can be done with this whole quarantine thing sooner than later. Alright, so we can't move without engaging the winch here. Water damages the truck. Oh no! Oh no! No, 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 no. We do have some repairs, some tools in the roof rack to do repairs. But obviously, that only gets us so far in terms of repairs. So let's see if we can make it through here. We need to make it to the marker. And then some. Just stay next to the body of water right here, I guess. Instacart for now. Looks like an interesting game. Yeah, it sure is. It's nothing like any game that I've played before. I mean, I've played lots of racing games. This game surely is no racer because everything takes its sweet time to get someplace. Ow. That's not good. That is not good. Nope, nope, nope. And our car's broken. Engine stalled. So much for the car. Let's see if we can... see if we can fix that and at least make the last couple of... The engine is broken, yes. This is the situation that I've been waiting for as far as... using the roof rack is concerned. Let's get someplace where water is not damaging the truck anymore. So what I did there was I used the spare tools in my roof rack to repair the car, and we found an engageable all-wheel drive. Be right back. All right, I'll be here for the Caterpillar CT680. That was disappointing. 'Cause I was expecting a Well, not disappointing really, but lackluster, I guess. Let's see if we can make it over. We can make it over to this car that is stuck over here, and then we'll recover back to the garage. Let's see if we have enough spare tools. If I would have used up all my tools right here, it would remove the case from the roof rack. So just to show me that there's no repair tools left. Same goes for the fuel in the canisters. Once I used up all the fuel that I store in the roof rack, it will remove all the canisters from the rack, which is like a nice bit of a detail here. So we still have some, I think we have 300 points worth of damage that we can repair in our roof rack, and we suffered less than that little stunt that we did where it dug our nose into the water. Let's see how far we can go. We just need to skill. Truck discovered. The Royal BM17. And if I'm not mistaken, we can use this truck. Yep. So this is the truck that was stuck here, and we can now recover this truck to... oh, it's heavily damaged. You can see on the lower left-hand side. The engine is broken, the transmission is broken, the suspension is almost shut out, and the fuel is almost depleted. So we just do a quick recovery here to the garage, and then we switch back to our Scout that's down here. Nope. Sorry. We switch back to our Scout that's down here that just discovered the truck. And then we'll see if we can are we able to get across here so that we can maybe uncover one more or two more towers before we run out of fuel. There's no gas station over here and no car from the looks of it, or at least I can't see a gas trailer, a fuel tank. Fuel trailer. This is like a warehouse in the trailer park. Sometimes you'll find there's different things you can do in this game. There's tasks which are discovered by running around or driving. You're not getting out of the car in this game, so you're not running strictly speaking, but you're driving around on the map. You're uncovering tasks which are anywhere from reach a certain point with your car, or drag something behind you, or deliver some certain goods, fetch a trailer. Like, it's basically these like fetch quests from that you know from other games. It's a fetch quest, the car game, so to say, which might undersell it really, but that's basically what it is right now. And then you have corporations on each map that have tasks for you, and they pay you the tasks. With the tasks, you basically are able to acquire new gear, like cars, like we just did, or find equipment, or unlock roads or bridges. Like on the map over here, you can see that there's a broken bridge, right? This metal bridge is broken. If you drive up to the bridge, there's nothing then a little bit of a framing, and the task is to bring metal bars to this bridge construction site. So you would have to figure out how to get there. You could put a trailer on this little Scout vehicle, go to the warehouse, load up metal bars and bring it to the construction site, or you could choose to use one of your trucks, put a flatbed on the truck, then take the flatbed truck to the warehouse, load up metal bars, and then bring it to the construction site. Or if they want metal bars, concrete blocks, and wooden planks, you would have to put a trailer onto a flatbed truck, or use a semi with a long flatbed to get all the tools you need, or you would drive the way a couple of times if you only can manage a small load. The whole thing is made difficult by the fact that you drive off-road for the most part, and you might not have off-road capable vehicles. You certainly don't have off-road capable trailers. And then you plan your route, and if you don't have a truck that can through deep mud, you'll basically have to repair the bridges first to get you where you need to go. And everything's very slow. Progression is very slow, especially in the beginning. The economy is fairly straightforward in that you can't lose money or burn money. Everything that you buy you can sell for the same amount, so that you can try out different cars risk-free, so to say. You just buy a car, and then if you don't like it, you just sell it back for the same amount you bought it for and buy a different one. There's a wide selection available, and the selection keeps growing with the more progress you make in the game. There's an experience point system, like your driver has like experience points. You can see I have uncovered like 53% of playable area in Michigan. We're in Alaska right now, where we're just like at the very beginning. And it's a very slow progression system. But that's basically what you're looking for in this game. It's a very slow game. You're like driving the outdoors, you know. They have Michigan, Alaska, and Taimyr in Russia. There's also contests. I have not done a contest yet, but it's basically the same thing you would do with an added time, like with an added time, risk of time, like you have to be fast. Typically these tasks don't require, like they require planning ahead, but you have all the time you would take. And the contests, they reward you based on the time you require to finish them, which in the beginning is tough to score the highest time bracket or reward bracket, because you don't really have the equipment to achieve the highest or the fastest time. That's why I don't really bother with playing any of the contests. We're really early into the game, only a couple of hours. We have unlocked all the upgrades and towers in the Michigan area, so we moved on to Alaska. And this is the very first map in Alaska where you have a garage. Uncovering the towers over here so that we can see where all the upgrades are. You'll see we just did a tower observation, and it unlocked or it showed on the map where one of the upgrades was that we just picked up, and the truck alongside. The truck that we moved to our garage we can actually sell now for money, or we can keep it. I don't think we'll keep it. I'll have a look at its properties, but as I just said, even if we would sell it right now, we could just buy it back should we ever need it again. Like if there's like something very special about that truck that we would need, or we have unlocked a certain equipment that's just available for that truck, we could purchase it back for the same amount of money that we sell it for. Or we could just use the money that we get from the sale to buy a different vehicle. I have a pretty off-road capable truck already in the garage, so I don't really need a second one. Let's see where we go. Is this already the area? No, this is still not. We have 2 more checkpoints to go until we hit the unknown. Playing on the Xbox gamepad. Game has nice gamepad controls. It's available for. I'm playing on a PC using the Xbox gamepad. It's also available for the major consoles. On PC, it's in the Epic Game Store. It also has a season pass. I opted to not buy the season pass for the simple reason that I have not played any of the predecessor games. I have only read about them and watched a couple of videos on YouTube from other people playing them. And I did not really know if I would like it. And I didn't want to shell out the extra $30 for the season pass, running the risk that I don't like the game as a whole and then be down more than I need to if I wouldn't be able to refund the game. So this must be going uphill. We're pretty slow on this road. The season pass, I think, brings a couple more cars, maybe another playable region, and some other perks like cosmetic in nature. There's no harm in buying it any later. You might not get as good of a deal on it as if you would purchase the main game and the first season pass altogether, but that's not really a problem for me, even if I have to spend more if I buy them separately. Oftentimes these games have like a sale where like the base game or the season pass comes at a discount at a certain point, and I might snatch it at that point. Is that the second waypoint that we had set? No, we have one more to go over there. And then that was the handbrake. That was not what we wanted. Alright, so we're out of the dirt. And then this is the last waypoint that we have been able to set on the map. The road is super slippery with the ice on top. Alright, so where do we go from here? Straight ahead, I would say. This is the watchtower that we want to go to. I'll just set a marker on the edge of the map to see when we should check back on the map the next time. Let's put the all-wheel drive back in. When you're driving on a paved road, I typically disengage the all-wheel drive in order to preserve fuel. The fuel consumption is increased when you have the all-wheel drive engaged. Yeah, there's nothing in the season path really that I felt inclined to having or wanting. One thing in the season pass that's worth getting, or that I would consider getting, which is it's considered a bit of OP, is there's a special car that comes with the, I don't know, it's the Ultimate Edition or the season pass. It's an off-road Scout that has basically that's all tricked out with race suspension and all the wheels unlocked and etc. So it opens up like parts of each map from the very get-go that you don't need to work towards in the beginning. So it's a little less frustrating. But it's also, for me at least, I consider taking it away a bit of the fun of the game, where you have this progression through the vehicles. It's only a Scout, yes, but you need at least one Scout available to you, and if you have like one of the best Scouts or almost best Scout vehicles available to you from the get-go, there's not really any inclination into unlocking any of the other vehicles for that matter. But it does have, it's pretty tricked out, and it makes like good progress off-road. I'm not sure though if that was included with the purchase of the season pass or the deluxe version. And I think the deluxe version included like some more cosmetics. Did we make it through the... Yes, we did. Marker. So it looks like there's a road around here someplace. And there's water ahead. Let's drive up to the water and see if we have to off-road it right there. Yeah, if you're watching this and you're like, this looks boring, this is like no action, there's like no speed, or like I don't feel attracted to any of what I'm seeing at all. Alright, so this is a lake that looks like we can go around, or we do a bit of a choose our own adventure and try to cross right here. So yeah, you make your own adventure basically is the point of the game. Like you set yourself a task, like going off-road, instead of following the trail that's laid out before you, and then see how you master it with the tools that you have available at your disposal, meaning the unlocks for your cars. And if you're getting stuck at a certain point, you'll have to basically progress through tasks and objectives and upgrades, and then try again with like some more upgrades unlocked. One thing that I like to do in this situation is I like to this side winch point, attach it to this tree, and then pull myself forward. The autonomous winch that I have installed is not the strongest winch, in that it is barely strong enough to pull my own vehicle. And maybe able to tow, like to attach it to a different car and then just pull that. But certainly the heavy duty stuff, the heavy duty winches are more geared towards pulling trailers and other trucks with trailers, or even heavy trucks out of mud. So the tower is over there. This is where we want to go. Question is this road leading us towards it? It looks like that road leads directly up towards it. So we will just follow that road for now, or we go off-road towards the tower directly. I'm not 100% sure that you would play this game, but watching streams on YouTube seems more my speed for this. Yeah, and that's totally valid. I watched other people play this game, and this multiplayer capable, so you can have multiple people drive around here, where you like attach your cars and get yourself unstuck, or you get like pull out other people out of dangerous situations. So you basically progress together, which is like a whole nother dimension. Or you're like more like the solo single player type of person, and you'll just have this like open world that's comparably small to other open world games, but you have this whole world available to you that has like challenging roads to master. And if you don't pull any like, if you don't feel anything is gained by challenging by completing these challenges, then this game is certainly not for you. Absolutely, you should not buy this game if you don't see anything appealing by basically making up your own path. Nope, I did not. Did I want to recover? I wanted to refuel first. And then we check. There's one more tower over here. We'll take the road back, make a left on that crossing, see if we should be able to cross here. There's like a stream that goes across the road. can hear the ice crack on the wheels. Or when you move into a tree. It has a intriguing, seemingly authentic level of detail and simulation. To a degree that it can be very frustrating. Especially in the beginning when you don't have all the upgrades required to do certain missions. Did we want it to go up the mountain? Whatever's up there. There's like a house up there. No need to go there right now. When you don't have all the upgrades unlocked required to make like a certain trip, you'll have to basically start over later. You can reset any mission that requires you to pick up something or drop off something somewhere. Like if you get, like if you have to pull a trailer and you drown it, or you like drop it off the cliff in the sea, or off the dam in the river, you can always reset the mission and the objective, and that will also reset any trailer or car that you might have moved for that mission. So that's a good thing, because it's I assume that in the very beginning especially it's fairly easy to maneuver yourself into a situation where you have to pull the trailer from A to B, and along the way you get it stuck someplace and you don't have the equipment, like neither a powerful enough engine or a strong enough winch to break it free from wherever you got it stuck to, or you might not be able to reach it anymore since it's drowned in a river someplace. And it looks okay. Like I have everything cranked to max, at least as far as the graphics options go. Resolution wise it wouldn't matter for the stream anyways, but textures and draw distance and everything should be at maximum, and meaning that it's not super demanding on your hardware. It basically would look fine on your medium range PC, or if you have any type of esports capable PC, this should be running just fine. So this is the crossing that we saw on the map. Let's not go like head first, and maybe use the low gear to not dig ourselves into it too hard. Sometimes the camera is a little bit clumsy. Although I like that you have plenty of time, like moving the camera around your vehicle like that, and just look at like the graphics like around your vehicle while it's slowly moving its way through the mud there. So if that moment that we just had here does not do anything for you, then please stop watching and go someplace else. Seriously, I don't mean it bad, or I don't, like, I mean this in the best possible way. If that moment didn't give you anything, enjoyment, fun, or any other thing that you would typically get from watching a stream, then this game's not for you. You hear that? There's a big rock that we just... There's like water. Ugh. Dang it. I just said there's a big rock and I didn't even get to finish my sentence. And we're pretty much host here because there's nothing that we can attach our winch to. No visible winch attachment points anywhere. And our engine installed. Not that it would make a difference, but I guess we have to recover our vehicles. And that's one of the frustrating things that I said earlier. Like, we're like just a couple of 100 feet away from the tower, and we can make it there because we got ourselves in this situation. Anyways, time to recover the vehicle. So when you recover a vehicle, it goes into your garage and it's already getting repaired, refueled, and the wheels get replaced should any of them be flat. This is the car that we got unstuck. Let's see what the customizations options for it that we do have available. Oh no, I have this bug where my A button doesn't work. Hold on a second, I can do this, and then I can, hold on. I can do this. No, I can do this. Truck storage. Yeah, my A button is busted. I'll be right back, I guess. No, I don't have to quit the game, right? I just have to return to the main menu. There's one of the bugs in the game that I've encountered a couple of times where when you reset to the garage the second time, so we put the truck in the first time and then now we recovered the car the second time, and that the second time around the A button or the confirm button stops working on in the garage, so that we can't select anything and do anything. Alright, so this is the Royal BM17, an off-road truck. Nice. Let's check the store real quick. So, heavy duty, there's an off-road truck. I have this International Paystar 5070 unlocked, and this is the Royal BM17. It has worth fuel consumption, but a better engine power to weight ratio. I guess we're not selling this just yet. I do have the diff lock unlocked for this car, for this truck. I do not have the diff lock unlocked for this truck. So let's not sell it right away and let's check the unlocks that we have. I do have an engine for it, so this engine reduces fuel consumption or increases fuel consumption. That makes it worse, but it has the better power to weight ratio. That was one of the unlocks, I guess. This is the engine that it came with. We can sell that. And then this would be an engine that we can unlock that has an even better. Well, it says on the top, explore Alaska to find this item. So somewhere in an upgrade, this engine is hidden. We have not unlocked it yet, but we have like a, this is a bare bones, this is a slight upgrade, and then this is the engine, the stronger. There's a slightly stronger engine available. We have a balanced gearbox installed. We do have an off-road gearbox. Single low gear, that's fine for now. The off-road gearbox has 3 low gear stages, but increases our fuel consumption significantly. We do not have the raised suspension unlocked. It's also hidden in Alaska. Tires. So it comes with highway tires, the smallest of the small, with the least amount of traction in the off-road or mud section. I'll probably want to get all-terrain tires on here or off-road tires. I'm gonna go with the off-road tires because what do you do in this game most of the time? I don't know what the difference is between the three other than the looks. You're driving off-road, right? So you want to have suitable tires for exactly that job and purpose. And further down the road we have chained, and I need to be... these guys require raised suspension to work. But we have chained, all chained and rear chained options for the wheels. And these have actually, they call out the ice option. You can see it right there. They have average on-road, excellent off-road, good mud, and excellent ice properties. Or while driving on ice. Got it. Yeah, but we need to be level 12, and we are not level 12. Sorry. Winch option. The extended medium winch. Let's install that sucker for additional range. Sell the stock winch. There's typically no use for keeping a spare part around. You would just install the option that you want to go for, and you can just buy it back like purchasing this, like flip and flopping like that, toggling between the winches, for example, is not really any useful. So you'll just sell the winch you had installed. We do not have the spare wheel unlocked, meaning should we have a flat front tire, for example, we can't replace it. Should we have a flat back tire, which happens occasionally, it's not that end of the world, since we have a total of 8. Frame add-ons. Do we have a snorkel unlocked? Yes, we do have the wedge cap available for these deep water situations. And then the frame add-ons basically allow us to perform certain tasks. The flatbed, amongst the most versatile. The maintenance frame. The maintenance frame is probably one of the most useful in a multiplayer session, where you have gasoline and repair tools available in the field. I'm not sure what the use of this sideboard bed is, because you could just use a flat bed as well. Fuel tank does have lots of fuel capacity, but no repair capacity. The maintenance frame is a mix between fuel and van body, and the van body is all repair, no fuel. Loading crane and a saddle. Can you install the saddle with the loading crane? Yes. So what you can do basically is you can load your own semi-trailer if you wanted to. Okay. So I guess we'll keep this truck for now. You can customize the exhaust. This is the stock that we have. Heat shielded and the muzzle are not available. We could basically do wedge cap. That would go along with the intake that we have installed. Cabin air conditioner. Okay. Stock air conditioner. Double tall beacons. Cabin protector. I do like the cabin protector for the looks. Let's do the tall beacons. Chrome parking lights. They do not go with the horns. I like the horns better. Nope, they do go with the horns. And the roof fog lights removes all the other options, so we're not installing them. It's tricked out. And then we have handlebars. I do like some handlebars. Just because it happens that you sometimes run into into rocks or trees, and then you don't want to have your engine broken instantly. Chrome cab, sure, with beacons, more beacons. The merrier, and then rims are available for free, and they're just for looks. I like these guys, they look very Russian. And then color options. Wait, this is the stock color. Like a brown, green. Ugh. Oh, I'll stick with the stock color option. This would be the other truck that I have available, the International Paystar. One of my favorite off-road trucks so far. We'll see how this little buddy fares. And this is the scout car that you have available at the beginning of the game that you also do the tutorial in. And it's okay. You can see I don't have the roof rack installed right now, but I do have a spare tire and some tools in the back for in-field repairs. And I just keep it around for nostalgical purposes. I do resort to the Scout for scouting purposes, even though this one has a wide body stance, or a wider body stance than the Scout. The Chevy, however, does have right now I have less unlocks for it, so it's a little bit on the lacking side as far as off-road goes. Alright. Can we repair this if we move up with a crane? Would that be an option? Like if we go here, it didn't have any task associated with it. Log station, fuel station, metal bridge. Yeah, this is basically the point that we wanted to get to, and we got until here. So much for that. Let's see. Yeah, let's do that again. We're gonna do... Nope, leave garage. We're gonna go down this road, over the ice, over this ice, past here. We made it through this body of water fine. Turn a right over here. Make it this way. Unlock that little black spot there. Go here and then go there. I guess I made a mistake. Should have removed that waypoint first. So let's follow that road. We can fuel up at the gas station there if we really needed to, but since we're heading directly to the tower. My goal is to unlock the towers and upgrades first on each map before we do any of the more challenging objectives, because I want to have all options available when doing the quests of this game, basically. Meaning I want to have the most capable vehicle available, ideally, in order to avoid realizing halfway through a task that I can't complete it because I'm lacking a certain piece of equipment or upgrade. It also helps having all the map unlocked, since oftentimes you're required for these tasks to drive a trailer from... Is this the right way? We're already on the wrong way. To drive a trailer from point A to point B filled with a certain material. And the quest would show you where you could pick up that material, like wooden planks, metal bars, concrete slabs, etc. But that will basically require you to pick up a trailer that's empty, load up, or drive to the pickup station, load up, and then drive to the drop-off position. It also can happen that you have a trailer in the wild that's easier to reach and closer than driving over ice here. You can see the slow turn the car is making. That you would just pick up, and depending on the load, it might even have the materials loaded that you need to drop off, and that makes your life certainly a bit easier in that you save yourself from having to go all the way around back and forth and run the risk of running out of fuel, and just drop off the trailer that you found someplace. And typically what happens when you drop off a trailer from the wild is that you cannot recover a trailer. So if you recover your vehicle, you lose the trailer, you lose the freight. But if you drop off and empty the trailer at a drop-off site, you get to keep it. So you can drive up to the garage or to a trailer store and sell that trailer for some like added monies, which over the long run adds up. Because some of the more terrain capable vehicles certainly are more expensive. Moose Crossing. We have the Alaskan night over here, meaning it's not really getting dark when it's getting dark. What is it you're doing, my dear car? It's basically waiting to trip over, no? Oh, shoot. I forgot to engage the all-wheel drive all the time here. So that's why we had like problems turning. And now that I engaged all-wheel drive, the next thing we do is get ourselves stuck in this mud pit. There's a tower right there that we already unlocked previously. Come on. There's a quick winch button on the gamepad where you don't have to select the winch point. It will just choose the closest winch point based off the direction you're looking into. So if you're looking out front, it will select one of the front winch points on the car and will select one of the objects that's closest to it to winch yourself towards it. Or you can choose specifically which winch point you want to attach the winch to for final control about how to get yourself unstuck. You want another soft drink here? From a technical perspective, I don't see anything on my end wrong with the stream. So all the increased quality options that I enabled for this streams compared to the prior one didn't affect the bandwidth in a negative way. That's good. And that is actually quite excellent. That could mean that we have a little bit more headroom available for for the next stream to try and increase the streaming quality even further. We'll see what we can do about that when we get there. Right now I'm just happy everything runs smooth. Alright, there's the fuel station. I learned very quickly in this game, and even though we have a roof rack with spare canisters on top, that you should never pass up on a gas station or a fuel tank that you pass by, because the last thing you want to do is run out of fuel, because no winch is helping you in that scenario. If you run out of fuel, you have to recover your vehicle. No winch is helping you out of that situation. What you can do, and what I did earlier on the Michigan map, is I had to pull a trailer through some very deep mud, and the truck that I had attached to it didn't have the correct tires to pull it all the way out of the mud. So I did not recover the truck because that would lose the trailer and the freight. I switched over to the Scout, the Chevy that I had, the Chevy 1500, and I used the winch to pull the truck that pulled the trailer out of the mud, basically, to get it unstuck. Its back axle was stuck on a rock, so it didn't have any traction on the back axle, and I basically just pulled it off that rock and recovered the Chevy and changed back to the truck to continue on my merry way. But that's certainly something that you can do in this game, or you can do this in multiplayer where you have a different person help you through the mud, and you're both working towards getting yourselves to where you want to be. So because it would choose the winch point closest to me, that wouldn't get me very far where I wanted to go. I had to manually select the winch point here. And then this is the water that we got stuck in earlier. No? Yes? It certainly looks like water we would get stuck in if we don't pay attention. It's also dark, so in addition to the headlights that we have. We can turn on the fog lights and the high beam. But in Alaska, that's like the big trade-off is snow blindness, basically, because everything's white. You're just basically blinding yourself in the night with your high beams. In these situations right here, this game would probably benefit from some ray tracing, because this ice and bodies of water would probably be a prime target for reflecting moonlight or the car. The deep mud behind the car and the water does reflect the red illumination from the brake lights and the tail lights somewhat, but I think that a ray traced reflection in the water would be very beneficial graphics wise to this game. Let's see if we can get out of low gear into the next snowbank right here. Yeah. If this gives you nothing, totally understandable. Please go. I'm shooing away people from my stream, I shouldn't do that. But yeah, please go watch something else. Don't watch this game. And please don't buy it, because that's basically all you do. You get yourself stuck and you work your way out of the situation that you got yourself into. There's no race against other players, or at least not simultaneously. You could do like contests against time and compare your time against other people's time. But this game is meant to be slow. Slow and steady. Yep. Did not see that coming. Deep water there. Damaged our engine a bit, which is fine right now, since we should be able to repair that damage using the supplies we have in our roof rack. We made it through here last time just fine. Dangerous water level damage in the truck. No, that's not what I wanted. I want not to attach the trailer. I want this winch point right here. Made it. No problem. And we're getting close to where we flipped over the last time we made it over here. So our goal this time is, let's not do that again. Hold on, that's not the way we need to go. We want to go this way. There's a tower over there. I can see it. I can see it. I can see where we wanted to go. Yep. Right there is where we flipped over. So let's not check high gear. Let's not check auto. Let's stay in low gear and take this nice and slow. There's like molten water. It's like a molten water right here. Some more water over there. Let's zoom in. There's a big rock ahead. Made it over the rock. Made it. So far, so good. There's the big rock we got flipped over by last time we came through here. Let's steer clear of that rock. Yes, we passed it. We made it. Now we need to go through that deep puddle right here. We sent... What is that stick doing? We sent the stick levitating. And I think that's it. We made it. Made it. You'll see what happens there when I switch back from low gear. Like the car starts bucking like a Bronco. You don't want to do that and flip yourself over. Especially with this narrow Scout, which is very top heavy due to the roof rack. We made it, we made it. And we see a little bit of a warehouse over there. Upgrade, 2 upgrade locations. Alright. Oh, one's right next to the pipeline. One is right next to the pipeline. More upgrade locations. How many upgrade locations are there? So, abandoned supplies. There's an upgrade right on this mountain here. Is that close to where we are? No. Is there more? There's a sawmill, lost service trailer. There's an upgrade right here. Okay. And then, so which order do we want to do things in? This one is right next to like a big body of water. Can we get there? We should just need to be circling back through the drilling side and see if we can get there. So that means we have unlocked the tower on this part of the map. The entire Alaskan map is comprised of 4 parts. Northport, Mountain River, White Valley, and Pedro Bay. And these are connected by tunnels. So, are they? The other areas have been connected by tunnels. There's a tunnel right here. So if we can use this tunnel to cross into a different section of Alaska. So this is not all the playable Alaska area. The same goes for the Michigan and the Taimyr areas. That there are different sections of the playable areas. And you start out in one. And then you have garages and some of them available, so you could move your vehicles over to the garages in these areas. Some areas, however, do not have a garage. So if you recover your vehicle, you're leaving the area. Or if you want to run a task or objective in that area, you have to go there first. So you have to take preparations by taking along a fuel tank or hitting the gas station first before you do any tasks over there, or bringing a repair trailer like the van body. And you need to know which tasks you want to do because you have to bring the appropriate vehicle. What you can do, which I don't know if it's feasible or not, is you can take your truck, hang a lowboy onto it, and put your scouting vehicle onto the lowboy so that you only have to drive your truck with the lowboy to the new area and have access to your scout, because you can switch between vehicles. That might be a totally viable option. However, I can only speculate because I have not done that yet. It should be possible. However, I want to unlock towers and upgrades first, because I want to see which options are available to me prior to attempting. You can see the upgrade in the distance there. Prior to me attempting any of the quests or the objectives. Very early on in the game, there's you're drowned in objectives, and you actually have to do them in a certain order because you have virtually no off-road capabilities, and all the on-road ways are blocked. Like there's rubble on the road, or bridges are broken, or telephone poles are tipped over, and so you have to do the tasks in a certain order before you can actually complete them. The Westline, a V16 engine, probably not available for this tiny Scout, but for the Western Star Twin Steer and the Caterpillar 74.5C. I have seen the Twin Star, which is a nice truck that has 2 front axles. I have no... So much for that. It has 2 front axles. And that's an upgrade for that engine. I have sold it, however, because I did not have any further unlocks, or I did not have any unlocks for the truck at all, so it had virtually no off-road capabilities, which you have hopefully realized by now is a big part of this game, driving off-road. So I now have an engine upgrade for the truck, which helps with off-road. Like a stronger engine helps with pulling your own weight and freight. However, unless you have like a wheel upgrade, you're really not off-road capable. Should I go this way? This is probably not the best way to go about things. This is better if I would go from here. I probably can't go through all this. I can't go... maybe I can. Let's try. Let's try going this way. See if there's anything up here that we need to discover. And then see if we can go through here with our narrow body Scout, and then we'll probably tumble down this mountain and not make it over here. But this is the choose your own adventure part of the game, where you don't have to take this route, right? This is the deep water. This is the deep water that hurts every time we go through here. The dangerous water level. It's looking good, it's looking good. We got a good winch point right there and made it through. Yep, we're out of halfway. We burnt halfway through our gasoline supplies in the tank. Luckily we have that roof wreck. Yeah, I doubt that this road will get us someplace. Did not damage our vehicle going through this water. Nice. So yeah, so let's refuel. And also repair. Hey, I said repair. Yeah, we don't have a spare tire. We don't have flat. We don't need a spare tire. Sorry. I do have 2 spare tires. One on the roof rack and one on the trunk, or in what I would call the trunk. You can see it through the window right there. That helps with reducing the center of gravity or center of mass for this vehicle. I think this is the way we want it to go, right? The fuel that you have in your car definitely has influence on your weight. The more fuel you burn, the better your fuel or power to weight ratio on the engine, because your truck becomes lighter. That's significantly or very apparent when driving around in a Scout. Less so when you're driving around in a heavy truck, because heavy trucks are heavy. And the amount of fuel you have in your truck relative to your body mass is insignificant, or less significant than when you have a small Scout vehicle. Let's switch into low gear and don't buckle way up here. One thing that can happen, and that happened to me, was it the last stream or the stream before? If you have a aftermarket, no, if you have installed a differential lock in your car and you're not using it, meaning you're driving on road with the differential lock engaged, when you have an engageable differential lock, it actually can damage the transmission. So your transmission part of the vehicle takes continuous damage while not utilizing the differential lock correctly. Which I, for lack of better knowledge, have to assume is what happens to your differential lock in real life when you're not driving off-road or too fast on a hard surface. Again, I'm not an engineer or anything, or technician, but this game has a degree of simulation that at least feels authentic to me. I cannot make a judgment call on whether it actually is authentic. There's nothing whatsoever up here that we want to uncover. No trailer, no point of interest. It looks as if this is part of a quest or objective at some point, maybe. Yeah. That came with a bit of a delay there. So we wanted to go through... We have to scale to the other side of this mountain, basically. Let's see if we can do that. You can get stuck on these tree trunks. Been there, done that. You can get stuck between these trees. Been there, done that as well. You can rip out trees with your winch if your winch is strong enough. Been there, done that. What's happening right here? Okay, so we're almost over the hump. And then it's downhill from there. Okay, so that's not helping. That is absolutely not the way to go about this. Let's see what happens. We're just doing this for the fun. Yes, this is not the way to approach it. This is not the way. To go. And there we have it. This is not the way. Oh. Did you hear that? The winch actually snapped. Yeah, this is no use. This will not get us anywhere. Let's see what happens when we pull the other way. Keep going. Keep going, keep going. We're not making it. I don't know what's happening with the camera right here. It's acting very agitated. And again, and again, and again. This is not the way. Okay. Let's check the map before we reset. This is not how to go about this. We'll probably be better off approaching from the trailer store right here. So when we can't get past here, that's the shitty part. So what we do is once we get off of the garage, we make a right and see if we can make a right, and then we see if we can get actually past here with our scout to pick up this upgrade. Let's see where that gets us. And then we'll end the stream in probably 30 minutes-ish, see how far we are by then. That makes it 11 p.m. Pacific. I'm having a bit of an issue with the camera. Like, for some reason it's glitching. Well, this ice is certainly not helping. So this is a pipeline right here, and this pipeline is broken up ahead. And it looks like the pieces to repair it are already all present. But it doesn't seem to have a prompt or task, objective, whatever associated with it to actually repair it. On the Michigan map, where you had an obstruction of the road, there was like a marker that you could drive up to unlock a quest or objective. So this looks like nothing like that we can get around someplace. Can we go under? Should we be able to go under right here? Certainly can't get over. Can we go under the pipeline right here? The roof wreck. Yep, that looks like we're having an issue with the roof rack right there and the raised suspension. Huh. Is there more clearance some other place. There's more clearance. Would that help us? It looks like there's a section that has a little bit more clearance under the pipeline over there. How much more of that? Right here, for example. Question is, can we still drive there, or is the snow going to be too deep? Let's see. We'll probably not get up that snow. It's gonna be too deep. Even though we should have enough clearance to clear the roof rack under the pipeline. Luckily we can use the pole of the pipeline itself for the winching, and we made it. Yep, we made it. Ladies and gentlemen, we cleared the pipeline. Now we have to go back to the road. Or do we? We could just try... Oh. I don't want to get stuck in the woods right here. Let's try making it back to the road before we do anything too crazy. Now that we made it this far. The higher gears don't really help us any in terms of faster progression. The snow doesn't appear to be too deep over here, right next to where the trees are. Yo Raptor, nice to see you again. Thanks for stopping by. Did you and your beloved Freestar have another adventure in SnowRunner? We made it across the pipeline over here. Or not across the pipeline. We made it. We basically cleared this obstacle for now. We first tried passing under the pipeline on the right hand side of the road, and we figured we don't have enough clearance with the roof rack and the raised suspension, and then we made our way over to the left hand side of the obstruction and actually cleared the pipe under the pipeline to get to the other side of it. That's the same pipeline where we got stuck at on the last stream, so that we are now able to head towards the upgrade that's hidden in the trees somewhere over there. Over there. It's gonna be interesting. Interesting. This looks not too bad. Passing here should go fairly well. And then let's not get too close to any of these rocks. Use the quick winch right here, the quick winch button. And then it looks as if the upgrade is right in the water. Right in the water. Can we circle around this tree trunk? Yes, I think we made it. Yes, get upgrade. Raised suspension for the Freightliner M916A1. It sounds like an assault rifle. Alright, so another upgrade unlocked. One more to go on this map. We'll take the road back. Do we go this way? Yes. We go this way. Take the road over here. And then make a right on this crossroads. Or what I perceive to be crossroads, and then it ends here? Can't be. It just ends here? I hope we can clear that body of water there. To clear here, here, here into the factory, past the factory and up this mountain. That is the plan, my friend. Driving backwards through this wood is the best way of getting yourself into a situation that you can't get back out of. Yep, and we're almost sideways there. Probably want to be in low gear. Don't like the Bronco attitude of the car in the automatic gear. On difficult terrain, it's just bucking too unwieldily. Is that a word? Unwieldily? Unwieldy? Almost cleared the more difficult terrain over here. Looks like a dry riverbed or something. Very authentic, if you ask me. Not that I'm an expert for dried riverbeds, but it certainly looks like something that could exist exactly like that in Alaska somewhere. So the goal was to follow this road, right? Follow this road. Where's our objective markers? No, they're over here. Did we already take the wrong road? No. Yeah, we wanted to go. We wanted to go here. Okay, that looked deeper than expected. Raptor, did you get any further with installing any of the mods? I have not tried since the last time I streamed, but maybe you did. Maybe we can use the winch here. Some expertly winching there. In case you're wondering why I'm glancing over to the right every once in a while, it's where my second screen is attached. That's where I have the chat open. You can leave me a message on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch, and I'll get to it as soon as I discover that you send me a message. Just like Raptor and Warble did. Just say hi in chat. It's fairly passable terrain up until here. only for a couple of feet. Like a big mud pile. I can barely see the road. Or am I on the wrong way? Nope. This is where one is supposed to go. It just snowed over. Some more quick winching over here. It might get us flipped. So I'll probably want to use the winch point on the side of the vehicle. That was a nice downhill there. That's not helping. I do like that this car comes with the differential lock always engaged. That makes it certainly more maneuverable. I do not like about this car that it has the narrow body. It's very top heavy with the attached roof rack right there. For some reason my headset's not sitting correctly. better. One thing that I do want to try is the chained tires. Need to unlock those first. And that says in the description that the chained tires are hidden in Alaska somewhere. Since this is the last upgrade that we're heading to in terms for this section of the map, or this section of Alaska, this map, we'll probably have to go through one of the tunnels to a different section to discover more towers and upgrades. So what you see happening right there is that some of the trees weren't strong enough to hold onto the white when I pulled at them, and they just broke free. And the cable snapped, and they had to winch to a different tree. This is a very fast-flowing river. I'm not sure what that does to my body, so head straight into it. Also, there's rocks that I can see peeking to the surface. I think the raised suspension here made it easy game. Okay, where to next? We're facing the wrong way. We need to go this way. This road doesn't look too muddy. However, what we can do is we can refuel the car and move some gasoline from the canisters you can see up top to the tank, which helps us get less top heavy. See if we can make it through here. Or whether we get stuck. I'm not sure if there's an easier way around. The mud physics working at its finest level of detail right here. I'm surprised by the level of progress that we make through this water. Most of the dirt under the water is rocks, so that we didn't have too hard a time passing through. That is certainly appreciated. There's some sun breaking through the trees here. Always looks like in low gear as if the car would move in slow motion. Yep. That was a mud pit. Right there where the road looks a little bit more wet. This game does have day and night cycle, as you noticed already, and at least in Michigan it also has rain and fogs, different weather conditions. However, here in Alaska, I have not experienced neither rain nor fog so far. I wonder if I was just lucky, or if that's not a thing happening here. Since the fog obviously reduces your visibility, and the rain makes everything a dirt road, basically. It makes it even harder to go places. So this is the factory, and this is the mountain that we need to go on top of. Not need to, but want to go on top of. Let's see how we fare. I think the markers that we've set are the closest to the upgrade. So, well, let's see how this goes. Maybe attacking the mountain from its base is easier than from the side. At least we should not be flipping over to the left or right side, and I have not managed to do a cartwheel yet. So let's see. We need to go where the blue marker is pointing, and I think I prefer to go there straight, because if I serpentine this, I am afraid my talents will get us flipped over. I'm making surprisingly good progress here, straight up the mountain this way. The low gear prevents the car from bucking just too much. Kicking like a bronco. And I think we made it. That was easier done than I expected it to be. Okay. Let's check what it is. Let's check that upgrade. It's a engine for the Chevy. No, it's for the Hummer. I have not unlocked the Hummer yet. Nice. Alrighty, let's check the map one more time. And I think we'll end the... It's not YouTube, it's LostTube. We'll end the stream right here. There's a tunnel right there that we can head towards. And that's probably something that we will do in the next stream. Is there a tunnel over here? There's not a tunnel over here. This doesn't look like a tunnel. This is a factory. No tunnel on this side. There's a port on this side. And then there is no tunnel over here. Surprising. Okay. So we only have this connection to... Check the global map. No, there need to be two. There needs to be one tunnel to Mountain River and one to White Valley. So one's clearly over here. And then the other one's clearly over here, right? So those are the two. Got it. And I think that's it for this stream, ladies and gentlemen. We'll take a break up here on the mountain. We'll turn off our engine. We will fuel it back up. And I'll call it a day or a night, depending on where you are in the world. And I hope to see you again on the next stream when we will be playing some more SnowRunner. Bye!